Hey guys, it's me, Rob Carson. Today on What in the World is Going On? John Kerry's no good, lousy global warming prediction. Auntie Maxine maybe needs to think about retiring. Bernie's new Medicare plan for all and all the tax increases involved. And a New York weathercaster drops the F-bomb. Stick around. Hello and welcome to What in the World is Going On. Lots of stuff to get to today. From a libertarian/conservative perspective, believe it or not, libertarians and conservatives can be funny, and I will do my very best to do that with this newscast. Okay, starting with item number one. 10 years ago, John Kerry predicted that in 5 years, the Arctic would be ice-free. Here's his speech about that.
In 5 years, scientists predict we will have the first ice-free Arctic summer. That exposes more ocean to sunlight. Ocean is dark. It consumes more of the heat from the sunlight, which then accelerates the rate of the melting and warming rather than the ice sheet and the snow that used to reflect it back up into the atmosphere.
Now, I'm not sure, but I do believe we still have an Arctic with ice on it. I still believe that those stupid penguins from the Morgan Freeman documentary are still freezing their ass off there, and the oceans have not risen. I could be wrong. No, I'm not. Another global warming prediction bites the dust. Auntie Maxine Waters tried to grill a group of CEOs of large banks during a House Financial Services Committee hearing about student loans, which my son is racking up like you wouldn't believe. She decided to ask the CEOs about sharp increases in student loan debt over the last few years, not realizing that they weren't responsible for it. Here's some of the fun from that hearing.
Thank you. Today, there are more than 44 million Americans that owe, this is student loan crisis, $1.56 trillion in student loan debt. Last month, this committee received testimony that last year 1 million student loan borrowers defaulted, which is on top of the 1 million borrowers who defaulted the year before. What are you guys doing to help us with the student loan debt? Who would like to answer first? Mr. Monahan, Big Bank.
We stopped making student loans in 2007 or so.
Oh, so you don't do it anymore. Mr. Corbett?
We exited student lending in 2009.
Mr. Diamond?
When the government took over student lending in 2010 or so, we stopped doing all student lending.
Thank you.
Here's the problem. The government is in charge of student loans now and has been since 2012. Now, the fact that Auntie Maxine is the chairman of this committee and had no clue about that would be like me working at a 5-star Michelin restaurant and not knowing how to make a grilled cheese sandwich. Maybe it's time to get that Walmart vest and work as a greeter, Auntie Maxine. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez says the world is going to end in 12 years unless we get rid of air travel and cow farts. Beto O'Rourke says the world is going to end in 10 years. Where's Superman when you need him? Here is Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez saying that if we don't act on the aforementioned cow farts and airplane rides, that there will be blood on our hands.
I think what we have laid out here is a very clear moral problem. And in terms of leadership, if we fail to act, or even if we delay in acting, we will have blood on our hands.
Now, the last time that Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez mentioned this when she introduced the Green New Deal, that was a couple months ago. So technically, just want to tell you, you have 11 years and around 9 months to live. Thought you should know. Bernie Sanders has unveiled a new Medicare for all health insurance overhaul. Democrats are like the Energizer Bunny on this. Just when you think they've failed so many times, they keep coming back and pounding that Medicare drum for all.
Today, we say the function of a rational healthcare system is to provide quality care to all in a cost-effective way.
How are we going to pay for this free Medicare for all? Well, there's a 4% employee payroll tax, 7% employer payroll tax, eliminating health tax expenditures and their tax deductibility, a 70% tops tax bracket for ordinary income and capital gains income. Yeah, 70% tax, folks. 77% death tax. Yes, your death means the Powerball lottery for the government. A wealth tax. So basically, if you own over $21 million in assets, you get double taxed on it again. A bank tax, no telling what that is, and broaden the self-employment tax as well. There you go. There's your free health care for all. More problems with the millennial generation. Jessie Taylor is from Tampa, Florida. She has 113,000 followers on Instagram because she likes to post photos of herself in her underwear. She's obviously an extreme talent. And I might mention, she's a piker compared to Kendall Jenner. Apparently, her Instagram site was taken down, and now she has to think about the prospect of actually having a job.
And my Instagram account got deleted, and I'm trying to get it back. I'm calling everybody I can, and I don't know why it's not working out for me. I'm nothing without my following, and when people try to hate on me and report me, I'm literally trying to be a better person. I want to say to everybody that's been reporting me, think twice because you're ruining my life. I don't want to lose that. And I know people like to see me be down and be like them and be like the 90%ers, the people that work 9 to 5. That is not me. I am in LA to not be like that. I worked so hard to get to where I'm at, and for that to get taken from me is the worst feeling in the world. I am nothing. I was a prostitute, for God's sakes. I was a prostitute. I stripped every single day. I don't even do that anymore because I make all of my money online. I don't want to go back to that life. From the bottom of my heart, it sucks.
Maybe there's the possibility that Jessie Taylor could actually, I don't know, get an education and possibly get a real job instead of posing in swimsuits and photos on Instagram. And you know what? Seriously, you can actually make a living doing that. I unfortunately could not. Finally, a broadcaster's worst nightmare. Al Roker pitches to you, you're not ready, and you drop the F-bomb.
More wet weather and snowy conditions through the Pacific Northwest. That's what's going on around the country. Here's what's happening in your neck of the woods.
He's a person who's passed on, too. It's such a weird fucking thing. It's just strange.
What did he say?
Thank you for watching this show devoted to a libertarian/conservative look in a humorous way at the daily news cycle. In the meantime, I'll see you next time on What in the World is Going On with Rob Carson.